To all you guys out there looking for change, I'm here to tell you, you're not going to find change unless you start to develop change. Now, that's what I'm saying. You need to develop this in your mind, in your body, the way that you feel, and the actions that you take, what you do throughout your day, how many hours you have in your day. Everything makes a difference. All this stuff makes a difference. And if you don't like where you're at currently in your life and you want better, if you want more out of life, then it starts with you, man. It really does. And I'm telling you the truth, and I'm only saying this because I was where you were, and I still am. I'm still on this journey for greatness, to be better than I ever imagined. As a kid, I grew up imagining that I was going to have flashy cars and I was going to live by the beach somewhere really warm, sit on my balcony every night and sip champagne and celebrate all my wins and everything. And so I'm not there yet, but I have faith that I'll get there if I fight hard enough. And so this is why we wake up at 4 a.m. This is why we run our own businesses and don't work 9 to 5. Now, I'm not going to knock your 9 to 5. You have to start somewhere. I agree with you there. You do have to start somewhere. But to me, when I worked 9 to 5, I was that guy that was the overachiever, that would work harder. I would run circles around everybody else at work, make them look bad. And then I would get cut after 8 to 10 hours because of labor costs, because it was food service. And so, but look, I always hated that. I hated the fact that they'd sent me home. They told me, no, our labor costs, it's time for you to go. And I'm like, but I still have energy, but I still want to work, but I still want to make more money. I need more money. And they were like, nah, and so I hated that. To me, that was the big eye opener for me, that I needed to be self-employed and I needed to work for myself and not work for anybody else. Not because I wanted to be lazy and make my own schedule, but because I was more of a go-getter and I felt like they were holding me back. They truly were. They were holding me back from my greatness, and I don't like that. I don't agree with that, and I'm not going to support that. So I decided to make a difference in my life, and I think you guys should too. And I'm not saying go quit your job today. I'm saying, if you have a passion, if you have a dream, you need to set some goals. Sit down, write out on a piece of paper 5 to 10 things you can do to go in the direction of what it is that you want, what it is that you want to do. And I don't care what it is. Don't put limiting beliefs on yourself. Like when you were a kid, they said you can do anything you set your mind to. You can grow up to be anything you want. And that was the truth. And as we got older, they lied to us. They told us, nah, you can't. No, you got to do this. Oh, they laugh at us. My grandfather, when I was a kid, I'll never forget, man. It hurt me bad. But I was a kid and I wanted to be a musician so bad. And he laughed at me, man. He laughed at me and told me it's a 1 in a million shot and to go ahead and pick something else, pick something realistic. And that, it hurts, from your own flesh and blood, from, the man you look up to telling you that you just can't do it. And for what reason? All these rappers out here these days, they're all just selling drugs and toting guns. They're all part of gangs on the street, and they're rappers now, right? And so if somebody that comes from the slums like that, from the bottom, can become a musician on their own accord like that at age 17, all just hard work and dedication. All they did was never give up, never listen when people said they couldn't do it. They started writing songs, started fighting hard, started getting those beats going, started developing a group of people that believed in their cause, that joined in, because you need a team. Teamwork makes the dream work. But aside from that, I don't want to get off topic talking about rappers, talking about musicians, talking about my dreams. What we want is your dream. And so your dream starts here today, sitting down and deciding what it is that will make you happy if you do it for the rest of your life. And that's why I worded it this way, because you want to be happy. That's the goal here. The goal is in the long term, in the long run, for most of your life, you want to enjoy it and you want to be happy. And so chances are you're not enjoying what you do every day of your life. Chances are you walk in there and you hate it. And the reason I know this is because 76% of people, 76% of Americans especially, that's what the study is that they hate what they do for a living. They can't stand it. They don't want to do it. They don't want to go in again. That's why you wake up and you're like, oh, I got to go to work again, because you've been doing that same shit for 2,000 days of your life and you hated it on day 10. Maybe you hated it on day one, and for some odd reason you were crazy enough to continue to do it because somebody told you, oh, you gotta get a job and make good money and, save your money and, keep a job and go the straight line, whatever the hell they said. It had nothing to do with your happiness. It had nothing to do with your passion. It had nothing to do with your dream that was set out for you in this life, because they could not see that. That's your path. That's your fate. Not theirs. So they have no idea what you're supposed to do with your life. They're just telling you what they think is in your best interest. And what they think is the key, is because if you look at their life, most of these people that told us what to do, like told us about our life and oh, go get a job, go to school, get all this, whatever the hell they told you, their advice, look at where they're at in their life. Are they doing good? Did they drive the Mercedes Benz? Do they live in the Malibu beach house? Did they have millions of dollars in the bank? Or, and if that's even stupid to have it in the bank, do they have millions of dollars in assets? Do they have condos and rental properties that bring in money all the time? And if they don't have any of these things, if you start going down the list, if they don't even dress nice, if their wife isn't even hot, if their friends don't even like them, if they don't even like their own life, if they're miserable and they complain all the time and their health sucks and they're overweight, then why are you taking advice from these people? Is what I want to know. Why in the F would you take advice from a loser, from a total loser? And this is what I had to take inventory on in my life, especially recently. Because, the people that we surround ourselves with, even if you don't plan on taking their advice, you do take their advice to some degree because they're an influence in your life. You're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you hang out with 5 losers, you're going to be a loser too. And I only know this because I was destined for greatness. I was special. I was a go-getter. And I started hanging around with losers because I went to school for culinary arts and I was a fry cook. So everybody who works in the kitchen is usually a loser who drinks a lot, who smokes weed and does all kinds of other drugs and blows their paycheck the day they get it and never has any money and complains and has like $2 to put in their gas tank. And I started hanging out with these losers. And I became one. I literally became a loser in front of my very eyes. It took a couple of years. It really did. It took like 4 years for them to get to me. But over time, I saw myself slowly adjust. I slowly lowered my bar because I saw that their bar was so low. And I wondered to myself why my bar was so high. I'm like, why is my bar so high? It shouldn't be that high. I thought I was cheating myself and overworking myself when they had it easy and they could just do whatever they want, sit around and get drunk and watch football on Sunday. And, and when you see people do that, you're like, oh man, I want to have fun too, But, and see, this is why it's what you hang out with, who you hang out with. Because if you hang out with losers who drink all day, you're going to want to drink with them because you feel like you're missing out on something fun. 4 dudes are drinking and you're not, you feel like you should be, right? But if you're hanging out in a room full of entrepreneurs that all own real estate, that all have businesses that cash flow, that all have lots of money, they all dress nice, they're all literate, they could actually speak, they sound intelligent when they talk, there's success literally radiating off of these people that you could feel. And this is what you want to surround yourself with. You want to be in a room with 4 or 5 of these people. And that's because that'll start to rub off on you. You'll look and see that they all own real estate and you'll be like, oh, I don't own me any real estate. I got to get me a piece of real estate. You'll hear 4 or 5 of them talking about how much money they're making per month, how they're cash flowing, how they've had the same tenants for 10 years and how their life is great and all the vacations they're taking their wife and kids on and how happy their wife is because of it. You'll hear all this and you'll be like, man, I need to be doing that. So instead of being like, I need to be drinking all day, you're going to say, I need to be acquiring some real estate. I need to be finding the right assets to get my way to real estate. Because if you only got a couple $1,000s, well, I don't know, maybe learn how to trade stock options first and then play your game in the stock market a little bit from your $5,000 or whatever you have till you get yourself 20 grand or 30 grand, and then start looking into some rental properties. Start looking at what you could do to secure yourself something like that. And so I'm not telling you to buy stock options. I'm not telling you to buy real estate. I'm not even telling you to hang out with rich people. but I'm just saying just trying to open up your eyes at what's possible, where you should be headed. I just want you guys to have a vision for your future, because this is what it's about. It's about your future, not your past. And so many people are just caught up in their fucking past. It's all about the past with these people, and I'm sick and tired of that, because I was like that too. I still am sometimes. I have to slap myself straight, because we always just dwell on what happened to us, who we think we are because of what we've done, what we say, what people say about us. Maybe you have a couple bad relationships with, a family member or a couple old friends, and you still have to see that person. Maybe it's a coworker or an ex or something. And when you see them, they make you feel like crap, like you really screwed up. Maybe you got drunk and you cheated on somebody, and now forever, that girl, her friends, maybe some of your friends, maybe your mom, if she really liked her, they're all going to be like, I can't believe you're a dirtbag. Why would you do that? And you're going to feel that. And so now you carry that in your future, because you feel that past every day in your present, and your present is building your future. And so if you're dragging your past into your present, that present is being dragged into your future, and your whole life is being created on something that happened in your past, which is just ridiculous in my opinion, for you to let that happen, because this is on you. This is on you to change this, because I know it was on me to change it. It really was. You let one or two bad things in your life define everything that you are, and you're fucking doomed, guys. Seriously. And I don't want you guys to be any more doomed than I've been. It's been a rough road, man. And for a lot of us, it has. Most people that we come on YouTube and talk about their story and try to inspire you to do better, it's because they had a really rough story. And you'll hear about their rough stories. Most all of them have a rough story, especially those who got their crap together now and have lots of money. And you can't be like, oh man, look at them, they do better than me. But they didn't always. It was a hard road to get there. You know what I mean? And you guys have to stay strong and fight through that hard road. Keep your head up and actually focus on what you believe in. Focus on something real. Don't just live this lie, and don't sell your dream for a couple dollars. Because, and so I know everybody tells you, you got to have a job, you got to keep a job, and I don't have time to start a business, or I don't have time to focus on my dream because of my job. And that's fine. You've got a job. It's fine. You've got to pay your bills, but don't sell your dream for that. Because what you did with that job is somebody started a company because he had a dream, and then he hired a bunch of people to work for his dream. And all those people that worked for his dream gave up their dream. Because I guarantee you, almost everybody in those companies, that's not what they wanted to do with their life. They just ended up there. They know that they got bills to pay. They know they got stuff to do. And so this is why it's the 3%. When you think about the 3% that are wealthy, it's the 3% that did what they had to do to get it together and start something real. And then they hired and outsourced it all to somebody else. And somebody else does all the hard work for, tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands a year, just depends on what role, while the guy at the top makes tens of millions of dollars and pays almost no money in taxes. Maybe hundreds of millions, maybe billions, And so, it's the game of life. It's the game of business. And, you either fight for your dream or somebody else will hire you to work for their dream. And that's real shit, man. And so this is why I don't work the workforce, because I don't want to be fighting for anybody else's dream. I know that I need all of the hours in my day that I can get to fight for my own dream. And that's facts. It really is. And so when people ask me, why don't you have a job, dude? You're so ambitious. You have so much energy. You should go work. And I'm like, yeah, I do work. I work every day. I work all day. I wake up at 4 a.m., stay up till, 11 p.m., almost midnight. I take my 5 hours in every day. I run mini days like Ed Milet had suggested on YouTube. Yeah, sorry about the stuttering. But yeah, Ed Milet, he's awesome. You guys should check him out. He suggests mini days, run 6-hour days, make yourself a big list for each day and just crush it out. 6-hour days, and you can get 3 whole days of productivity out of one single day and be 3 times as productive as everybody else and get ahead. And so if you run this, I guarantee you, you'll even have time to focus on your vision, focus on your business, and focus on your dream while you are going to work for somebody else. Because a lot of you guys, a lot of you that don't have it figured out yet, but want it figured out, you guys work 6-hour shifts. And, some of you work 10 to 12-hour shifts. And if you do, maybe you make enough money that you don't even need to focus on a dream. But if you're part-timer, if you work 4 to 6-hour shifts, then you definitely, you have a path, you have an option, you have lots of time, you have lots of energy, and you don't have it figured out yet. And you can definitely use focusing in, like honing in on what you really want to do with your life and dedicate and focus your time and energy to that. Because if you work a 6-hour shift and you only sleep 6 hours, you've got 12 hours left, 12 hours in a day, If you were a workaholic, you could take 11 of those hours efficiently and put it to your own business and still work 6 hours a day. So think about that. Think about that one. And that whole hour, you've got an hour to throw something together to eat. And I'm talking like if you wanted to focus on your business super hardcore, get yourself some TV dinners or plan out some meals and stuff ahead of time. Have it basically ready so you can just heat it up. You're just gonna shower, you're gonna brush your teeth, you're gonna go to the bathroom, whatever you have to do in that hour per day that you give yourself to fuck off. Because most people fuck off 10 hours a day. But if you're only gonna give yourself 1 hour to do everything that you're saying you're supposed to do with yourself every day, because that's what you're supposed to do, hygiene, taking care of yourself, fitness. But fitness can be part of your 12-hour journey, that 12-hour business journey, because you should work out while you're like doing business. But yeah, I don't want to get off track here, guys. I could talk all day about things that you guys could be doing, should be doing, and how life could be for you if you do them that way. But I'm going to save that for another video. I hope you guys got value out of this. I hope I opened your eyes. And don't forget, it starts right now. Change starts with you, and it starts in this moment. If you don't change the right now, like if you don't change your actions and your habits right now, nothing's going to change. You have to change what you do with your day and the habits, those bad habits that are holding you down, just disintegrate them instantly. Seriously, guys, like I quit drinking overnight to do 75 hard. I wanted to do 75 hard by Andy Frisella. It's a mental toughness exercise, challenge rather than an exercise. It's a lot of exercise within a 75-day challenge. But I quit drinking overnight. I drank almost every day. I was having a hard time. I said I needed to do better, and I quit drinking overnight. And I started doing all new habits. I started sleeping less. Once you change those actions, you start changing the stuff on the surface. Now your thoughts start to change because you're feeling, the way you feel in your body's changing. So your thoughts and feelings are changing because of your actions. And then your future thoughts and actions are going to be affected by all of this trifecta. So you need to develop momentum, and this is where it starts. It starts with the momentum, and the momentum can start with some easy change. Maybe just write down on a piece of paper what you hate that you do. If you smoke cigarettes, if you use drugs, if you're a pill popper, if you drink like I did, if you chew, I don't know, maybe you eat too much chips, maybe you eat donuts every morning, maybe you get like an 800 calorie coffee at Dunkin' and that makes you feel fat as fuck, and whatever it is, like it could literally be anything that you don't like about yourself, and just change it, And the simplest one could be that you sleep too much. A lot of people sleep too much. Easiest thing you could do is sleep less. Convince yourself that you can live off of 6 hours of sleep and not 10. Because people that sleep 10 hours a day, most of them people are poor. You don't want to be that group. You don't want to be poor and some people say, money doesn't matter to me, but it doesn't even matter, guys. This society is built on money. You need money to survive. And so like you telling yourself that you don't care about money means you don't care about your family. Your family needs money to survive. Your kids need to eat. Your mom's going to have hospital bills. Your wife's going to go into labor. She's going to be pregnant. You're going to need diapers. You're going to need all kinds of stuff, And that wife ain't going to be cheap. She's going to do a lot of things for you, but you best have your crap together. You best get this money together so you can take good care of her, because she's not going to wait around forever for you to be a loser your whole life. So it starts now, guys. Make a change for yourself. Make that change today. Bite the bullet and be better. please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'm gonna come at you guys regularly with more value, baby. Take care.